It's your boy, Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. Yes, this is now episode 3 of my 5-episode recording marathon session endurance Ironman thingamabobber. So it's still Sunday for me. But I have to ask, and I hope that you are having a wonderful and fantastic and glorious Tuesday. It'll probably be evening by the time this video gets uploaded. So I hope you had a wonderful, glorious, and fantastic Tuesday day, or whenever it is you watch this video. Because, I fully expect you to watch these videos multiple times to really wring out every ounce of entertainment from it. Not that you have to wring too hard. As you can see, I shut everything down again because I want to give you the full experience. But let's go ahead and set things up. Is this still always on top? Okay, excellent, excellent. Lower the resolution. And lower the size. Lower the size, and yep. So between this episode and the last episode, I took a break. Really should have turned on some music while the break was going to kind of recharge the old battery. Instead, I played a match of Gambit, got slaughtered. Very unfortunate. Not entirely unexpected, but unfortunate nonetheless. But even, it wasn't just the team thing. For whatever reason, I wasn't doing nearly as well. It's really, not sure what was going on. Normally I get like 50 kills overall, but this time I only got like 35. It just seemed like I was constantly running into the spongier enemies, I guess. Which is really, really demoralizing, and not the best for somebody who's trying to keep his energy high and to be pumping these entertaining episodes out. So let's okay, wait. I'm trying to move this into position. Yeah, I really should have turned some of that music on, some of that music. So that's there. Just bring this down just a tad, just a skosh. Change to the correct directory. We are still working on the calendar demo. Yeah, so everything's started up, so let's go ahead and get it going. And we'll take this moment to sit back and relax a little bit, because that's a lot of effort to type in all that stuff and to rearrange everything. Yeah, still not completely sold on that maybe I should just leave these things running for this marathon session. Mostly because with my energy dipping, I feel like I might run out of the necessary juice to actually spit out the witty banter. If not necessarily the juice, the ability to keep speaking. That's an interesting thought. Maybe I make the last episode just a non-mic session and play the add the musical tracks to the episode. I mean, that's certainly a thought, but if this is episode 3 and I get through the 3rd episode, well, 2 more episodes, another, what is that? Yeah, another hour total of talking. I think I can make it. I think I can struggle through. Oh yeah, you know what? I think what I'll do between this episode and the next episode is actually go ahead and shower and shave. Or maybe I'll save that for after episode 4. That way I can really get that extra burst through episode 5. Alright, so where were we at? Alright, we were working with the progress indicator. and right now we have it wired up to, well, it'll appear when it loads an event. So I think the next thing we got to do is to make it so that it disappears when it's not loading an event. I know, shocking, isn't it? This is why I get paid the big bucks, because I have these thoughts, these brilliant insights. This is the burden that geniuses carry. Um, so, well, let's take a look at what is actually in the application state. Because right now, whether or not to render the progress bar, that's managed in the view state. So let me see. Calendar view. This is the state. Loading is true. And let's go ahead and move this over. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. And this is the application state. This is what we have available to us. And under... No, this is the properties. I'm sorry. Bear with me. These are the properties currently in the calendar view. Right now it actually has the calendar itself with the event. That's fine. Close that. So what we want to look at is what's available in the application state, which is in the reducers. We log that in the reducers. So we have AWS, and right there, in progress. That's false. So if I update the view loading flag to be this value, then in theory it'll stop. But does it, what happens when the load is actually occurring? Does that say true? Let's double check, because I wouldn't want to make this change. Alright, so when access starts, does in progress true? AWS, in progress is true. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do then is slide on over here. Slide, 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 slide. When was the last time I've written on a slide? It's been a long time. You figure it would at least be like a water slide or something, but no, I mean, I'm not much for amusement parks in general. Anything with large masses of people, I'm not much for. So, yeah. And even if, well, there's always a playground slide, but, you know, being a lone adult hanging around at the playground, that's not the best image to be projecting. Yeah, it has been a long while. Now, I have slid before on my awesomely proportioned and curved bottom, but that usually involves ice of some kind, and bruises thereafter. Fortunately, no shattered tailbones yet. I'd knock on this, but this is clearly not wood. It's wood byproducts of some kind. Does that still qualify as wood? I don't think so. Alright. Let's close some things up first. Okay, so we don't need the install script, right? Let's take a look. I don't believe we need the install script. No, we haven't installed anything new other than the debounce. Do we need to work on the manager for AWS? I don't believe we need to anymore. We will when we go to clean it up, but we don't need to right now. And actually, we'll need the reducer later too, but not right now. Okay, so we know that we have something tracking the progress of loading, accessing AWS events. So we're going to call it, and that's called the flag AWS progress. So we're going to add a property to calendar view. We'll call it AWS in progress. It's the second time today that I've made that typo. In progress. And that's just a simple Boolean variable, true or false. So it's going to be state.aws.inProgress. Right? AWS in progress. Okay. Ooh, lifecycle. We get to mess with lifecycle again. All right. So the lifecycle we're going to want to mess with is component will receive props. So I know they apparently updated some lifecycles. I don't think that was recently. It might have been a couple months ago, and I was just working with old info. Component, I think it's did receive props, or will receive props. Hopefully this brings me to the React page for the documentation. Did I not spell that right? Confident. Yes, I am quite confident. Control F will receive unsafe. Huh. Maybe it be should component update. Yeah, they did change it. Okay. No. Rarely used. Component didn't mount. Wait a minute, but it said, so when do I know? Wait, we'll update. Oh wait, maybe it's this one? Get derived state for props. It's a rare use case. What method? Which method am I supposed to be using? Component or removed, not called for initial. Maybe it's component did update. Okay, component did update. Let's see if that works. It's kind of odd. Ooh, I just realized that I kind of stopped talking. I apologize for that. Thank you for bearing with me. It looks like they've slightly changed. Component did mount. Ah, okay. Alright. They kind of tweaked it, right? So before with component will receive props. So they did it to kind of clarify things. So basically, before, the function I would use was component will receive props, right? So I would take that opportunity to look at these new properties and then set the state based on that. In this, with component did update, what I'm going to do now is look at the current properties because they've already been updated and use that to set the state. At least that's the that's my thinking. It's a very subtle thing, and it seems to me it's one of those kind of loading colon let AWS in progress equal this dot props because it's already been updated. Well, it's debatable whether or not I should even bother to do that. Basically, I can just do this dot props dot AWS in progress. There's no point in creating a local variable for it because I'm not using it for anything else. Okay, so this is, what is this function? This function is function invoked after is invoked immediately after updating occurs. We could just copy this. Captain Cut and Paste hasn't done much of that in a while, so you know, I have a name to live up to. I have a rep, and the parameters, debatable, but I wonder what snapshot is. No, it doesn't return that. I guess it returns. I don't know what it returns. 2, 3. And I wonder why you'd want the old state. I guess maybe to do some differentials. Maybe. We'll see. What is snapshot? I'm intensely curious what snapshot is. No, if we have a snapshot value, we just add new items. Okay. Get snapshot before update. So before it receives new properties, it'll create a snapshot of whatever you want. And then when in component did update, if you created a snapshot, you can access it. It has a use, I guess. All right. What? Look. Always freezes. Always freezes. Not always, but it so often freezes on particularly unflattering view of myself. And it's tough to find that. It must be really trying. It's got to be really trying because it's hard to make me look unflattered. I'm always flattering myself. All right. So it looks like we have the correct life cycle, hopefully. When did 16.6.3 come out? All right, we do that. Disconnected. All right, no errors so far. That is good. I'm going to go to calendar. Maximum. Okay, so it's. This is referring to. Oh, nerds. State. Okay, so what's happening? So component did update will fire when the properties of the component changes or the state changes. Well, what am I doing right here? I'm updating the state. So, yeah, that's not smart. That's not smart at all. Okay, so what we should do basically is we'll go ahead and do the check if previous state, we'll only change the state loading does not equal this. All right. Say now I should pull out AWS in progress. Let AWS in progress equal this dot props rpops. What is rpop? Russian pop? Because we know K-pop is Korean pop. Is there rpop? There's got to be rpop. AWS in progress. Alright, so if the current state value for loading is not the same as the application state, then we're going to go ahead and do this. Change the state. It'll fire again. Should I be looking at previous state? Well, because previous state will have then been changed to this new value. Okay. Should be good. Should be. Let's see. Is this still open? Is this still running? Alright, let's try that again. And it froze. Again. And look at that. Look at that. It's like I'm slurring my words. Okay, let's see if it finished compiling first. It did. Let's bring my wonderful image back up. Boy, it's being really petulant today. It's like just not showing me. Maybe it froze again. Really? Really? What is your problem, cheese? Didn't freeze. Didn't freeze. Minimize. Didn't freeze. Didn't freeze. Always on top. Didn't freeze. Didn't freeze. Okay. Alright, now let's take a look at localhost UI demo. Alright, there we go. So we saw the progress bar briefly, and then the events came up and it disappeared. So now if we click on back, progress bar, events, and it disappeared. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Did I? It makes me wonder, do I use will receive props in any other places? Component will receive props. Yes, I did. Oh, no. Am I using it right now? I don't think I'm using it right now. Okay, no. Must have been old code. Alright, let's, let's clear this out. Load debounce, debounce. This was the notes for my debounce stuff. Okay, we don't need that. That's fine. So we have the progress bar. We have that. Let's see now if we can. So now we don't want the calendar to appear while it's loading. So what we have to do is it's pretty much like what we did for the progress bar. We're going to need to create a separate function, and that function is going to be the one that controls the rendering of the calendar. So we'll copy the render progress method function. I'm sure there are significant differences between the uses of the two. Render calendar. And that the more attention-focused individuals of the world might be more interested in that. Okay, so in this particular case, however, if it's actually loading the events, we don't want to display the calendar. And if it isn't loading, then we do want to display the calendar. So we just copy the entire calendar thing. I'm a Bob. I'm a deal. But let me see. Clean up the format just a smidge. However, let's see. This thing doesn't use classes, although it should. You know, we're going to change that too. Let's create a class for the calendar div. You know what, I should have... Let me remember what this is. Height 600 with 70%. Fine. We'll copy this here. And we'll create a little calendar style for this. Calendar, colon, that. And that's going to be the height and width. That is bueno. And then we have to actually use it. Class name for the div. So instead of this style, we're going to do classes.calendar. One, two. Now the other thing is that we still need the calendar events, the actual events themselves, and those are stored in properties. You can see right there, it's no longer used up here, so we can remove that. It's now used Mia, so we put it Mia. Alright, so if loading, don't display the calendar. If not loading, then we do display the calendar. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. Save all. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have brought up the browser so we can see if it worked. Compile. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Oh. Okay. That's not good. That is not good at all. So herein lies the problem. So initially it renders, right? And so it does. Oh, okay. No, wait. You know what? I mean, I'm pretty certain this isn't going to fix it either. I didn't actually call the function to render the calendar. But let's see. I don't think this is going to work either because of that whole "this is not good" thing. But let's see if it does at least. Let's see. Maybe it'll fix it. But if were I a betting man, I would bet no. All right. So that comes up. Clear that out. Bring that up. Progress bar. Okay. All right. So it did work. Alright, let's clear it. How does that work? Shifting dates works perfectly fine. Wait a minute. I went back, right? Yeah. So actually it isn't good. It isn't good at all. I could explain it, but we are just about at the 30-minute mark, and it's actually a really interesting problem. Not a tremendously difficult one, and more sophisticated programmers would have seen it coming a mile away, maybe even 5 miles away. But we are about at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thank you for joining me. Cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. And I hope you'll join me. Well, I mean, I'm going to record this in session 4, which will be in a little bit, but you'll see it on Wednesday. So I hope you'll join me Wednesday, and I hope I remember to upload the video. And but until the next time you do join me, I hope that you take care. Lots of hopes. Take care, and God bless.